very good evening and welcome to Prime TV News, coming to you live and direct from the Prime TV studios with me, Abrar Abid. Now, before we go into our stories in detail, let's take a look at our headlines. President says he has played a significant role in empowering youth and winning their privileges. Sajid Premadasa plans to increase the daily wage of the state labourers to 1,500 rupees. Gotabaya Rajapaksa is to fix a guaranteed price for tea leaves. Anwar Kumara mentions that steering of the society should be in the hands of the youth. Foreign Ministry requests the UK government to honour diplomatic immunity of Brigadier Fernando. Indonesia's Joko Widodo is sworn in for a second term as president. In our lead story, President Maithripala Sirisena has said that the past 5 years have played a significant role in empowering youth and winning their privileges. The President was addressing the United Nations National Youth Model Conference in Colombo. The third conference of the National Youth Model United Nations was held in Colombo under the patronage of the President. It was organized with the aim of empowering the youth, spreading ideas and understanding how to solve problems without weapons. A group of more than 400 young men and women throughout the island joined in this event. The President responded to several queries raised by the youth. The President said that if young people enter politics, they should be educated and role models. Commenting on the drug issue, the President said that before the end of his tenure, he would initiate action to execute at least one drug dealer on behalf of the youth of this country. In more local news, President Maithripala Sirisena left for Japan today to attend the enthronement ceremony of the Japanese Emperor. President Maithripala Sirisena left for Japan this morning to participate in the enthronement ceremony of the newly appointed Naruhito Emperor. He left for Japan following an official invitation extended by the Japanese government. The event will be held tomorrow afternoon at the Imperial Palace in Tokyo, attended by many world leaders. The President is also slated to attend a banquet hosted by the new emperor on behalf of heads of the state. During this tour, President Maithripala Sirisena is slated to meet Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Japanese Emperor Akihito gave up his position after 30 years. He is considered to be the first Japanese emperor to give up his position after 1817. The Crown Prince Naruhito became the 126th Emperor of Japan on May 1st this year. In more local news, presidential candidate of the new United Democratic Front, Sajid Premadasa, has said that the daily wage of the state labourers will be increased up to 1,500 rupees. He made this revelation joining in a public rally held in the Muskelia area. It was attended by a large gathering including many parliamentarians. Sajid Premadasa said that the state labourers are an innocent lot that have dedicated their labour for a mere wage to bring the tea industry in the country to a high standard. The government has an institution called a Department of Statistics. It says that a family which has 4 members needs at least 50 to 5,000 rupees a month to live. He queries from the state labourers as to what amount they earn. They earn at least 700 to 750 rupees. Therefore, for a month, they earn 14,000 rupees. According to these statistics, if they receive this amount for a month, it is a great sin. He said that they should be ashamed of it as a country. He said that even by using state funds, he would dedicate himself to paying at least a daily wage of 1,500 rupees. A series of public rallies was held yesterday centering Kandy and Norelia areas to consolidate the victory of Sajid Premadasa. The United National Front presidential candidate addressing a public rally held in the Kotmale area said that he wished to provide 2 uniforms for a school child in addition to their lunch after he becomes the president in the November elections. Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa has said that a guaranteed price will be fixed for tea leaves under his government. He said that he will stop the re-export of crops such as pepper. Gotabaya Rajapaksa made this announcement addressing a public rally held to consolidate his victory. It was organized at the Mulatiyana public grounds in Mathura. A group of people's representatives participated in this meeting. Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that Sri Lanka tea fetched a better price, but following the export of low-quality tea, the prices came down. The government should have mediated in this issue. Particularly, a government should mediate to increase the price of tea in the world market. He announced that once a government of theirs is established, it would mediate in this problem and steps will be taken to maximize to increase the price of tea. Gotabaya Rajapaksa also announced that he planned to halt the export of crops such as pepper and ensure the protection of the local farmer. Meanwhile, another public rally attended by Gotabaya Rajapaksa was held in the Yatiyana area in Mathura. Addressing the rally, he said that he had a plan to build the economy. The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna presidential candidate said that Asia has become the center of the world economy. He said that there's a good to exploit this situation and build the economy. There is knowledge-based economy at present. The country consists of an intellectual lot. He said that Sri Lanka's economy can be carried forward centered on a knowledge-based economy. He revealed that he possessed a plan to rebuild the economy. In more news at home, the National People's Force presidential candidate Anurukumara Dissanayake has said that the steering of the society should be in the hands of the youth. Anurukumara Dissanayake made this reference during a dialogue organized by the Taruna Vidyartha Sansadaya. It was held in the Pitakotte area under the theme New Country Through Our Knowledge. Anurukumara said that their country should be diverted to a novel transformation with experience. He told the gathering that a responsibility that cannot be neglected in saving this generation is vested in the youth generation. He mentioned that they have to play a leading role in this process. In the meantime, the release of the arts and cultural policy of the National People's Force took place in Battaramulla. It took place under the patronage of its presidential candidate, Anurukumara Dissanayake. He handed over this policy to the artists. The Ministry of External Affairs has emphasized that Brigadier Priyanka Fernando enjoys diplomatic immunity as a diplomat. The Ministry of External Affairs has informed the British government that the provisions have been made in accordance with the provisions of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations in 1961. The External Affairs Ministry has asked the British government to act in accordance with this mutual obligation. This request has been made due to a case filed against Brigadier Priyanka Fernando in the Westminster Magistrates Court. The case has been filed against Brigadier Priyanka Fernando for misrepresenting the national flag insignia in his uniform during a pro-LTTE protest in front of the Sri Lankan High Commission in Britain. The case has been filed by an individual, Sathanandan. Earlier, the Westminster Magistrates Court had withdrawn an arrest warrant on Brigadier Fernando, citing a series of procedural flaws, and had also quashed the convictions against him. When this incident happened, Priyanka Fernando was serving attached to the Sri Lanka High Commission, and the Ministry of External Affairs has further emphasized that he enjoys state diplomatic immunity. In more local news, a quantity of 50,000 metric tons of paddy purchased from the farmers around the country has been released to district cooperative societies. As a result, the Sri Lanka Rice Producers Cooperative Society said that the price of rice will come down. The government took the initiative of purchasing a large quantity of paddy from the Maha harvest this year with the intention of controlling the price of rice. A stock of 50,000 metric tons of paddy from this harvest has now been released for district cooperative societies. Particularly, paddy stocks earlier given to the private sector have now been issued to cooperative societies. As Shakti Sahal, these stocks are being released to the market at a price of a kilo of Nadu rice at 80 rupees and Samba rice at price of 85 rupees per kilogram. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rice Producers Cooperative Society, Mudita Pereira, said that during the last 6 weeks, the price of a kilo of rice has increased between 90 to 100 rupees. The government took an important decision to face this situation. The government in the 2019 Maha season through the district secretaries purchased a large stock of paddy. These are now being released to district cooperative societies that are members of Sri Lanka Rice Producers Cooperative Society. These paddy stocks are being under the brand name Shakti. These are being distributed throughout the island through main distribution centres including Lanka Satusa. He said that the Sri Lanka Rice Producers Cooperative Society is dedicated to provide quality rice to consumers without permitting the price of the commodity to increase. Prices of several essential food commodities are to come down in the festive season. This decision has been taken by the Cost of Living Committee. The government has decided to bring down the price of a kilogram of dried chilies that prevails at present between 400 and 500 rupees. It has been decided to reduce the import tax of this commodity. Accordingly, the chairman of the Cost of Living Committee says the tax imposed on dried chilies will be reduced by 20 rupees. The tax on a kilogram of imported fish will be reduced by 75 rupees. To reduce the price of chicken and eggs, approval has been received to import these items. Minister Harrison said that 48,000 metric tons of paddy stocks in government warehouses will be mailed and sold to consumers through the Satusa network. Accordingly, a kilo of the Nadu variety will be sold at 80 rupees, while a kilo of Samba rice will cost 85 rupees. In more news at home, a stock of Chinese cigarettes worth 74 million rupees smuggled into the country in the past has been destroyed. The destruction process was carried out at the premises of the Ceylon Tobacco Company. A Chinese national had brought these cigarettes into the country, claiming that he was bringing a stock of spring mattresses into the country. The haul of cigarettes was seized during a raid carried out by the Customs Central Investigations Division. The destruction of the cigarettes was carried out today under the supervision of the customs officials. The customs announced that more than 1 million cigarettes had been smuggled into the country in this manner. Now, in the weather update, the Department of Meteorology has said that thunder showers will be experienced in several provinces today too. The Disaster Management Center has meanwhile said that spill gates of several reservoirs have been opened and called on the people living in low-lying areas to be on alert. The Disaster Management Center emphasized that tanks in the Puttalam and Kurunegala districts have reached the spill levels and declared that the residents in these areas should be cautious. Pradeep Kodip Police said that sluice gates of several reservoirs have been opened. Particularly, 4 spill gates of the Tabboa Reservoir, the Rajangana Reservoir and the Daduru Oya Reservoir have been opened. 6 spill gates of the Rajangana Reservoir have been opened. 4 spill gates of the Tabboa Reservoir have also been opened. 1 spill gate of the Kukule Ganga Reservoir in the Kalutara district is opened. He called on the people living in irrigation zones and those also living near and either sides of these irrigation zones to be on alert. He mentioned that according to statistics of the Department of Meteorology, more showers could be expected within today. He also warned the public to draw their attention to landslide features. Tanks in the Kurunegala and Puttalam districts are at spill level. He appealed to all the people to be cautious with respect to these developments. Let's now take a look at the very latest in the business arena. Sri Sri Lanka officially announced its participation at the Expo 2020 Dubai and launched a dedicated website www.expo2020srilanka.lk with major plans to enhance the country's exports and image on a global scale. The official website was launched by the ambassador of UAE in Sri Lanka, Ahmed Ali Ibrahim Al Mola, Development Strategies and International Trade Deputy Minister Nalin Bandara, and Export Development Board Chairperson Indra Malvatta at the EDB. The user-friendly browsing experience provides useful information about products and services on the website with direct links to all major categories of Expo 2020 and the online registration facilities. Expo 2020 Dubai is slated to be the most diverse expo in the world, with plans to attract over 25 million visitors where 70% will be international to showcase the best of the products from over 200 countries. It is scheduled to be held for 173 days from the 20th of October 2020 to 10th April 2021 and spreads across a land area of 438 hectares located midway between Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And that is all the news for today. Do join us again tomorrow for the very latest. For the Prime TV News team, I'm Abrar Abid. A very good evening and take care.